So it was recently brought to my attention in a comment on one of my Cyberpunk YouTube videos by a Scruff McGruff that you can still do the duplication exploit in Cyberpunk 1.23. And he didn't say this part, but I kind of deduced from it that you can do an infinite money exploit in 1.23. Now, these are never going to be as good as the painting exploit of previous versions that has been removed since then, but is still a way to get infinite money without actually having to do anything to get the money. And it's not the slowest thing. It's actually reasonably fast. It's just, if you've been pampered with the previous versions in the painting, it's going to feel crazy. So, does that kid have a beard? Oh my god, I thought he had a beard. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is go to the fast travel of Senate and Market. That is over here in Haywood, I think. Yeah, Haywood. This is probably the best spot because there's a junk shop next to a drop point. So we are going to go into the junk shop, and we are going to buy...
What can I do for you?
The highest number of a blue junk that she has. So she has 10 of whatever the heck this is, and we're going to take 10 of those. That'll get us started. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the drop point, and we are going to unload this. So what you're going to need to do now, and this is for people who haven't watched my videos, people are new, how to do the duplication exploit. It still works, but they tried to patch it and whatever. Okay, so you're going to open the drop point, okay, whatever button that is, depending on what you're on. If you're on Xbox, it's going to be Y. If you're on PlayStation, it's going to be, I think, triangle. Mouse and keyboard, it is R. So you're going to be opening that, but at the same time, you're going to open this menu, whatever button that is, depending on what you're playing on. I can't even going to tell you what button it's going to be. Whatever you've done in your video game to open this menu, okay? You're going to press these at basically the same time, but you're going to open this one first, and then you're going to press this like 50 milliseconds afterwards. So it's going to feel like you pressed them at the same time, but this one has to come first. So if you ever have trouble with it, that's what it is. So you're going to press that and then the other one, but it's going to feel like the same time. And if you do it right, then you'll see the text warped out of the screen on the top left. It's all weird looking. So once you're like this, the game's paused while in this menu, and things get really, really weird. So they fixed a lot of it. You used to be able to just sell as many as you wanted of these things. That doesn't work anymore. But there's one thing they did not fix. The bottom right, there's a button down here. It'll tell you what it is depending on what you're on. For Xbox, it's pushing in the right stick. For mouse and keyboard, it is J. I don't know what it is for PlayStation. Maybe pushing the right stick also. It's going to sell all your junk. So this 10 junk is going to sell for 90. Okay, so we're going to sell our junk. Okay, and you're going to keep doing it over and over and over again. Now, I already messed with this drop point before making this video to test some things, so we actually can't sell very much of it before it runs out of money, so we've probably already sold as many as we're going to sell. So now we're going to go back in here normally, and there's the records that we sold. So we're going to buy those back because we need to give this drop point some money because I kind of messed up this drop point, but it doesn't really matter. We need more of these. We need to start collecting these. So we buy these back at 10 times the price that we paid. So that might sound crazy, but it's actually fine. So now we have 60 of these. We can sell the whole stack for 540. So we're going to back out. We're going to open the menu while pausing. It's just like before. You'll see the text warped at the top left. Go back to the junk screen. And now we're going to sell this again. We're going to do this until they're out of money. Should take about 10 of these with 540. I just want to overkill, be safe here. Okay. So now they're out of money. We have that money. And there's 600 of these. So now you're going to buy these for as much money, depending on how much money you started with. You're going to want to keep doing this until you have as much as possible. Right now, I already started with a decent amount of money. So let's just go ahead and buy the 600. And then I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to sell. Or I need to open it with the... Oh my god, I'm messing it up. See, it is possible to mess it up no matter how many times you've done it. Okay. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to sell these now with the normal. I can sell it the way we were doing. We don't want to sell it that way. You want to sell it this way. So sell these, get our money back. And this should get them up to a good number for us. Now, there's two ways you can approach this. There's one where you can save everything for later. Or one where you're sitting here and you want to grind right now and you're not afraid to go back to a junk shop later if you need to or whatever. So one way to approach this is what we can do is we can buy back as many of these as we can afford. So just in here somewhere. This is one way you can approach this. you can go to your stash with your car, and you can deposit most of these. Leave yourself with like 300 or something, and put some of those away. And now you have 560 in there. So now you're going to go back, and you are going to sell again like that. This one should take 30 clicks, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this. This should only take like 40 seconds or something, but I'll just go ahead and skip it. Okay, so I think I sold enough. Let's open it back up. I actually should have sold one more, maybe? I don't know. So now they have an insane amount, and you could keep doing this where you keep doing this and doing this and doing this until you have as many as you want to store. And then once you have enough stored, you can just withdraw a certain number. So like say now, I already did this, so I had 1,500 of the other one. So I'd done this like a few cycles before doing this video. So now that I have those in the trunk, I will skip time 24 hours to refresh the drop point. And then I will go into my stash and I will pull out, you know, like say 200 of these. And then I'll go in here with those 200 with the duplication glitch, which I am failing miserably at. Oh my gosh, I can't get it. Oh my gosh, please. There we go. And then you're going to sell junk, and you should be able to do this with 200 of it. You can do it in about 10 cycles. And then you can keep going and pulling from your trunk like that whenever you want it. So that way you can have money on the go, so you don't have to like sit here and grind it out. You can just do it till you're bored and then have money available indirectly by having those in your trunk. Or there's another way you can do it, depending on which way you want to approach this, which is to just leave a little bit in your trunk so you don't have to go swing by a junk store. And then you just take it, duplicate, and make sure you buy back a little bit at the end. So say like this, I go back in here, I got all the money. I could instead just buy back, say, 4,000 worth or something, 44 of them or something. And then I could just skip time. And then go back in with the duplication glitch and sell like 400 at a time, which will take like, what is that? It's 50 of these clicks or something. And then when I'm done, I can just buy back another 40 or 50 or whatever, and then skip 24 hours and then do it. So you can either go ahead and collect them and put them in your trunk, or you can do it just one at a time like this, like just back and forth like this is skipping time and not even deal with the trunk. Depends on which way you want to do it. I personally like the trunk method, but maybe that's just me. So I'm going to go ahead and not even sell this up to full. I don't need to sell up to full. It's for demonstration purposes. So, okay, I actually wasn't... Okay, yeah, I sold enough. Okay. So, yeah, and then I would buy back, say, 5,000, whatever, that many worth. Then you skip 24 hours and you repeat until you have as much money as you want to have. You can do it all at once, or like I said, you can put them in the trunk, and that way you can easily just go and play your game. And you're like, oh, I want to buy this. I need 40,000. Let me go into my trunk and I'll pull out 100 of these and sell it, and then skip time and pull out another 100 of these and sell it and skip time. Okay, I can buy my, you know, Berserk mod or whatever it is. I want the 70,000, blah, 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 whatever. You can play the game like that, one way or the other, whichever way you want to do it. Those are two different ways to abuse this in order to get infinite money in Cyberpunk 2077. So there you have it. That's infinite money and duplication exploit in Cyberpunk 1.23. You can't duplicate anything other than junk, basically, at this point. It's unfortunate, but that will get you infinite money if you want to go this route and do this. All that matters is the ratio of buying to selling for the junk. 10 to 1 is the best that I found, which would include white rarity junk and blue rarity junk. I did not find any... I didn't play with any epic rarity junk. I don't know, is there even epic rarity junk? Legendary junk was the worst, which was like a 15 to 1 ratio or something. So, and the individual price of whatever you're selling doesn't really matter. Bigger is maybe better. It might end up saving you a little bit of time, but it's generally going to be the same deal no matter what. And yeah, it's easy one. Just grab blues. Just go in here and do this. And I tried looking for other junk and trying different prices, but it really just seems like all that matters is rarity equals price now for junk. And that's really all there is to it. So now you know how to duplicate items, sadly only junk though, and how to get infinite money for whatever you need relatively fast in Cyberpunk 2077.